Autumn Leitza, an MVC student, presented a positive self-presentation Wednesday, February 25th at 7 p.m. in the Charles Bacon Room located in the Malcolm Center.
I chose to do the positivity presentation because I feel like there are people out there who really need to hear it, and coming from my point of view where I've been through it, so I know how they're feeling, not completely, because there's always differences between people and how they feel, but I can really relate to them. And if you hear, because I've seen a lot of speeches and motivational talks, and when you can really relate to the person talking, you feel like it really makes sense, and you can take what they're saying and apply it to your life.
The purpose of the event was to shine light on what causes negativity and ways to make yourself a positive person.
I guess growing up, I had like a good life. Like I always hung out with my friends. I was like one of the guys, so I never really had any friends that were girls. And me and my family were pretty close, and I didn't know that my mom and dad were doing drugs, and I didn't know everything that was really going on because I was a kid. Like I was young and naive. And then I was molested by this guy who lived in my neighborhood when I was 5. And I never told anybody, but I didn't tell anybody that, so for a while I was just dealing with it, and I thought it was normal to do that kind of stuff because I knew my parents did, so why shouldn't I too? But I didn't make I just didn't know that when you're 5, that's not what you do. And so I just kind of went through my life hiding that secret, and I always felt ashamed and like I was gross and different from everybody, and if anyone ever knew that, they would hate me, and my parents would disown me, and my brothers wouldn't talk to me, and I always acted out in ways, and my family was like, why does she do that? Why is she always doing this? And when I finally told people when I was like 13 or 14, it finally made more sense to everybody, and that's when my family really sought treatment for me. I did therapy for 10 years. I went to rehab. I was in and out of psychiatric units at the hospital, inpatient and outpatient, and then I finally went to rehab, and it just completely changed my life.
Autumn Leitza has struggled with multiple disorders and sometimes still does. She hopes that telling her story will help someone else who may be going through something similar.
You have to learn to forgive yourself for it, because that's going to also eat you away. Yeah, you might have got too drunk, or yeah, you might have talked bad about somebody, you had an eating disorder, but you have to forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, because in the end it's only going to bug you, it's only going to bring you down. There were people who have come up to me just since I've been in college and were like, you've really changed my life, you've done this, and they open up to me because I shared my story. And that's why I did that, is so they could understand that not everyone is bad for you, and you can come out too, and then you could be like me and we could help people.
Even though the event didn't have a huge crowd, people were still inspired by the presentation.
It opened my eyes to a lot of new things, because I don't always think in those certain ways that they talked about throughout the presentation, but now I do, and that's awesome, because everyone needs to have a good self-esteem and be positive.
I thought it was presented very well. It was too bad that not many people came, but I think more people should have came, so it was good.
You can't look at what you don't have, because no one is going to have it all.
Leitza hopes to continue to do these presentations in the future.
Yeah, I will do another presentation again, definitely, and think of more ways to connect with the audience, because I feel like that's a strong part of being able to speak in front of a crowd, is to be able to connect with them and show them your real side and have them actually feel the side that you're showing them.
If anything, Leitza hopes that people will take one thing from her presentation.
You were born an original, don't die a copy. I'd pick that because I used to struggle with comparing myself to other girls a lot, and I'd always want to be like them. And then I heard that quote when I was in rehab, and it just sort of made me think differently. Like, I don't need to be like everybody else, and neither does the next girl. We should all be our own person and be unique and bring our differences to the table. And each person has a unique quality about themselves that can do something for the world that not everyone else has. So it's
Ashley Lorenz, Viking Views.